Now, going back to what I said about Michelle Rodriguez, I told people that there was an extension of that video that I wanted to show people because a lot of people have never seen this interview. Now, this is an interview that was conducted for the promotion of this movie called Smallfoot that came out 4 years ago, starring Yara Shahidi and Gina Rodriguez. There was some other people as well, but they had Yara Shahidi and Gina Rodriguez in the same room. And I told people about this interview constantly over and over again whenever I had to reference Gina. But a lot of people have never seen it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the interview for you, and I'm going to stop at a point that literally irked the hell out of me when it came to Gina Rodriguez. And at that point, I was completely turned off from her. But let me go ahead and let it play out.
Pastor, I feel it so quickly. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when I'm like this.
Yeah.
And I always gotta be like, yo.
Zilla Valentine. I wish I felt it when I have bad posture. When I have bad posture, I'm just like, that's fine. And I get the camera and I'm just like, why was I standing like that? And that's when I just edit over me in a place. Smallfoot was so dope. Like just the messages in there and what it was saying and the family. You felt it even though you guys probably never saw each other while recording.
True, exactly. Never. Yeah. But we love each other. There's mad love from afar, so you get excited knowing that the other person's doing.
What was it like saying these words? Because you get to say a lot of amazing stuff for kids. What was that like for you?
Well, for me, it was fantastic because I played this science nerd who's mad curious and believes there's more and isn't afraid to seek more. And I can relate to that. I mean, that was the way I was and have been my whole life. So, ideally, you're working on projects that you feel confident about and you stand next to and you love the message. And I think that was that was a huge draw for me. I'm sure, the other cast feels the same way. But to do animation allows you to live in a world where you get to talk about so many things that live action doesn't necessarily always allow you to.
The cast for this is super great. If I got this job, I would be like, oh my God, I'm in a kids movie with LeBron James.
I was more like, I'm in a kid movie with Yara. Sorry, no joke. I was like,
the last time I think we spoke together, I was telling you that you should narrate a nature documentary.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I think this is the next best thing of like just being nature.
Yes. I also was like, really, Yara, that? Okay, yeah, girl, I'll do that. So maybe LeBron James and Papa's both up, but we love him. We love it.
I'm not even worried about LeBron James. I'm more excited. Did you guys get to meet Zori, his daughter?
No.
She is the most amazing person on Instagram. Every time I see the videos, I'm like, I want to meet her.
Hopefully at the premiere.
Well, there we go. Yeah, at the premiere.
You are just goals for so many young Black women who just look
for more,
up to
so many
you.
women.
So many.
There it is. There it is. That's just the beginning, y'all. That's the part that got me. You heard what he said. He looked at Yara and said, you are such goals for so many young Black girls or young Black women. And in comes Gina, so many women. So many women. Let me run that back. And ironically, this is the most replayed part of the video too.
Well, there we go. Yeah, at the premiere.
You are just goals for so many young Black women who just look
for more,
up to
so many
you.
women.
So many women. He wasn't talking to you, Gina. And trust and believe, it gets worse from here. It does. Trust me, it gets worse. More for her than anything because she gets checked. But I just wanted to hone in on that part right there. Whenever I bring up Gina Rodriguez, I always think of this moment right here. And when I was looking at the comments yesterday, before I pinned this video at the top of that, Michelle Rodriguez, ironically, both of their last names are Rodriguez. I said, I want people to watch that.
Women. Yeah, for women too, but for Black women, we need people on a whole nother level. How does that feel for you to be so young and just be like?
And see how he's like, yeah, you're so many women, but for Black women, and then he immediately shifts from her because she tried to derail the conversation and went right back to Yara.
A role model for so many people.
I mean, it overarchingly just kind of surreal, but I have to appreciate the fact that the support comes from me just being me, and so luckily I don't have to like promote some sort of facade to gain that support. But also I feel like it's been amazing because I get to be a part of such an incredible and thoughtful and brilliant community, and so it's very easy to just be constantly motivated and inspired because you look next to you in any which direction, and there are people that are like continuing to work in another industry in another area of your life.
Yeah. I saw Bill Street in Toronto, and one of the sayings that James Baldwin wrote was, "Love brought us here." And you two are both so loved by everybody and are two of the most protected actresses. How does it feel to get that kind of protection, that kind of love from fans and people around you?
Surreal also, yeah. I mean, you definitely get into, I mean, I know for myself, I got into the arts so that I can hopefully create a path to have a reflection for our community, for Latinos, you know.
Look what she just did there. Look, y'all, this is why I tell y'all got to pay attention to everything. First off, notice how high Gina's energy was when this interview started. But then when he checked her and focused on Yara and, you know, talking about black girls and black women, her energy went from high to extremely low, like a free fall. Now her demeanor, her posture has changed. Her tone is flat. She feels like she doesn't want to be there anymore because she felt like she was disrespected, which she was not. But also pay attention to what Gina just did. She literally went from all lives mattering, this situation, or all girls matter, or all women matter, to talking about the Latino community. Let me rewind that back.
Fans and people around you.
Surreal also, yeah. I mean, you definitely get into, I mean, I know for myself, I got into the arts so that I can hopefully create a path to have a reflection for our community, for Latinos, you know.
See what she just did? She went from just about a minute ago talking about all women, when the interviewer pointed out about black women and girls, to talking about our community, Latinos. And in that moment, she probably doesn't even realize what she just did. Or maybe she does. I don't know. I'm not in her head, thank God. But like I said, that's why I like doing breakdowns like this. I'm probably going to clip this and upload it as its own separate video. But just pay attention to that. Her tone changed. She looked uninterested after a while when she got checked. And then she made it about her and her community after she shut down Yara Shahidi when he was asking her about black women and girls.
No, because I like Yara feel that very heavily, and then when I was younger, I didn't see ourselves reflected very often. So to now be living in that is a blessing that is indescribable.
Yeah, I love this. I didn't see black characters in cartoons like this growing up, so it was amazing to see.
Did y'all peep what he just did? Some of y'all probably didn't even catch what he just did, because she said, when I was growing up, I didn't see our characters, you know, being reflected on screen. She's talking about Latinos again. But then he came back and threw it right back at her and said, you know, when I was growing up, I didn't see a lot of black characters reflected on screen. He kept it central on blackness every time she tried to deflect. That's how you conduct and control an interview. So shout out to this dude.